Things that I will not be buying in 2025 or am going to be very mindful of buying. When I moved out and I finally started making my own money, I was responsible for all my bills, all the extra things that I wanted. I was going crazy. I literally had no capacity to say no to myself, no boundaries. Yes, I had a budget, but it was just more like tracking my expenses because I didn't stick to it. I feel like it wasn't until maybe within the last year that my prefrontal cortex started like developing, and I decided, it's time to be more mindful of my purchases. It's really hard when we're exposed to so many things online. It's so interesting to see people be creative. I love marketing. I love branding. I love trying new things. I love having fun. But at the same time, we have to be realistic because not everybody's like an internet celebrity. We're normal people. It's important to be thoughtful, especially if you're a 20-something, recently graduated. Once we start making our own money, it's really hard to know how to handle it. These are just things that I'm gonna try practicing this year. Just wanted to share an experience. Not everyone's buying all these things, so this is to empower you. There are opportunities to save. It doesn't all have to just be what you see online. The first thing that I'm being mindful of this year is coffee. And when I say coffee, I mean buying coffee elsewhere. I feel like this is the thing that plagues everybody. So many people, I wouldn't say struggle with this, but have this like debate in their mind. So this is kind of my personal guideline and what I'm asking myself before I buy a coffee elsewhere. One, do I even want the coffee? Now this sounds silly, but sometimes like I buy it for the social aspect of it. I've found people don't really care. If someone else wants a coffee, like that person will still get it if they want it. Second question, if I do want this coffee, is this like a place that I haven't tried? Is this a place that I even like? Do they even have the drink that I want on the menu? Sometimes like I'm looking for a specific thing, look on the menu, don't really find it, or there's something about it that's just like not the 100%. So then I end up opting out for something that like I didn't even want in the first place. 3, am I getting this coffee because I want it, or I went to go do some sort of like task and now I'm gonna like reward myself with the coffee? And there's no problem with the reward. Again, this is like a mindfulness. A little story. So sometimes I would go donate my clothes or sell my clothes to like a secondhand shop. By the time I'm done, I'm like, okay, like I want a coffee now. Like let's say I made $13 from like the clothes that I sold. And then I go and buy a coffee that's like $7. I'm literally only leaving with $6 that I made from the clothes. And it's almost like, sorry, the clouds are moving so much. I just had to change. If I didn't even go and sell those clothes in the first place, this wouldn't even be like a problem. Like I only wanted a coffee because I left the house. You know what I mean? 4th, I just feel like there are better alternatives. And I've been able to remedy a lot of my coffee cravings or coffee debates with drinking water. 2nd is new lip products. Exhibit A, I have maybe 10 lip products in here. I've used maybe like 10% of all of them. I say that to say I've found the lip product that I like, and I don't want to try anything new unless it's like gifted or I have like a gift card or something. It can kind of feel like the coffee thing. I've shared this before, a small reward, because a lip product, even a Vaseline, is like $5, or maybe it's only like $10. Same with the coffee, it's only $8, $7. But over time, if you count that just going 5 times, you're already spending over $25. And that could be in a month's worth for the lip products, or for the coffee in literally just 5 days worth. 3, stuffed animals. So I have a pretty big stuffed animal addiction, and it's not even with these Squishmallows. I had so many. I still love them, but I was buying them for no reason. And I did get influence from TikTok when there was like a big rush at Walgreens and everyone was like lining up to buy it. Now what is it doing? I'm trying to find places for them to go. And at thrift stores, I've seen so many. And with the rise of Jellycats, I get it. I have 2, and both of them were gifted to me, but I made a pact with myself. I'm not buying myself a jelly cat. I really wish I was, because I love them, but personally, like for me, it's just not gonna work with my lifestyle. I'm just better off not buying it to begin with, even though I love them. I'll just appreciate them from afar. Number 4 is a single-use shirt. I would call a single-use shirt like any graphic tee, something really noticeable and maybe trendy, something that I would feel weird wearing 2 days in a row or 3 days in a row. I think there are really cute graphic shirts that are good quality. I have a few of those myself. What I'm thinking is when I had an Almighty phase and I bought 3 shirts from them for a shirt that I maybe wore like 3 times is not looking good. I want to challenge myself more in my wardrobe. I don't think it's functional for me in the long run. Bad quality jeans, and I think this is subjective to each person because we all wear jeans that we like. So challenging you to create your own standard of which you will buy jeans from. It's really easy to buy jeans when they're on sale, or even when you go thrifting and you find like some sort of vintage pair but it doesn't fit you right, or maybe the wash is weird, or there's a stain or a rip. But for me, if it's not ticking off every single category and something that I'm completely in love with, I just feel like my $10 could be used elsewhere towards a pair of jeans that I really do like. Next is books. I got into reading this year. That's one of my goals for 2025, and I watch a lot of like booktubers and stuff, and it's so cute when they have the books with the covers, and it's really tempting. And I went to Target and I was actually shocked by how inexpensive they were. But I have a library card, I have Libby. I don't even have a space for a book, and it's not something that I'm probably gonna pick up again if I do buy. I'm good with just borrowing books or listening to the audiobook. Next is hobby related items. So I don't think it's bad to buy the item, but if you're not fully committed to the hobby quite yet, I would recommend just holding off. For example, I really want a new lens for this camera, but this isn't something that I've proven myself to be consistent in. Hopefully I will, but not right now. Crocheting. I got into crocheting a few years ago. I bought a bunch of yarn and then it just sat around and did nothing. Luckily, I'm into crocheting again now, so I'm using that yarn. To be able to buy a surplus of something in a hobby, I think you actually have to be committed and you have to show that like that's a personal interest that's going to be sustainable over time. Next is blind boxes. This is very similar to the stuffed animal situation. I had a blind box addiction, as I'm sure we all do, that like I was even buying Roblox blind boxes. Why was I doing that? I don't even play Roblox. I'm not into Roblox. It was just the thrill of something cheap. And now, where are those blind boxes? Exactly. I don't have them anymore. Now, if they're a gift or like in some sort of situation where you didn't buy it, that's completely different. This year, I'm also not going to be getting my nails done. I actually didn't get my nails done at all last year, and I was fine. I have my own gel machine. I'm not very good, but that's because like I just don't practice very often. Yes, it's fun. I love treating myself. I had a stage. Everything I'm talking about, I've done before. I had an era where I was buying manicures and getting extensions. That's just not in my budget, first of all. And second of all, it actually like impedes my life more than it adds to it. Cheap earrings and jewelry. I was the like CEO of Lovisa, okay? I love shopping at Lovisa. The jewelry is so cheap. I bought so many things that I still haven't even worn. Again, not everyone can afford high-end jewelry, different things like that, but I don't know, maybe create a standard, like you can buy something at Lovisa and then you wear it until it like turns green, instead of buying like 5 pairs of earrings all at the same time and then only really wearing one. I think there's always an opportunity to kind of reframe our standard of buying things. Next is hair tools. I have a curling iron, I have a straightener, I have a blow dryer, I have heatless rollers, I have like the wrap thing, and if there is something that I don't have, I can just borrow that from a friend. I feel like I definitely gave in to the heatless hair roller thing. I actually do really like it and I plan on using it again. There were a few times that I even bought like big rollers. I tried to do hairstyles on myself and I just returned it right away because that was just not sustainable for me and it was just not something that I was gonna use. I actually have a blow drying brush that I bought for like way too much when I thought I was gonna do all that stuff. So I'm actually gonna commit to learning how to use the hairstyling tools that I already have. Next is room decor, and I would call this placeholder decor. Non-functional items that I buy just because they're cute, similar to the blind box stuffed animal thing. Thinking of like dishes, vases, coffee table books, all these things that are just gonna become additional chores to clean, additional chores to style, additional chores when I move, or if I can even take it when I move. I'd much rather have something that is a little bit more usable and actually adds to my daily routine. Pouches, makeup bags. I already get these items for free when I buy product, similar to this Glossier bag here. I have one too many makeup bags or travel bags that I've bought because I feel like they all serve a different purpose, or I just don't think it's cute anymore and I want to buy something else. I'm pretty set with the makeup bags that I have. I like the pouches. I feel like they're multifunctional. I can use them for other things, and I think I'm all pouched out. And if you think about it, the purpose of having a pouch is to be sustainable in avoiding having to use like a single-use bag. But if we just keep buying more makeup pouches or little bags, it kind of defeats the purpose. Now we're just treating it like a single-use item, except that it's much more difficult to recycle. It has a totally different structure to it. Next, and this is, I think, again, personal to me, is running accessories. Again, with the hobby thing, I started running last year, super influenced by everything I saw. I wanted this specific vest, I wanted these shoes, even I was looking into specific socks, but I haven't committed enough to running consistently to prove to myself that I'm gonna need those items. And I think there is a balance in, if you've never worked out before, if you're brand new to running, like, you need the basic foundational items. We don't need all the extra stuff until that actually becomes a part of our routine. So I've invested in like the shoes, because that's actually gonna make me run. I'm not gonna run without the shoes. And then maybe like a few different workout tops, because again, I'm not gonna run if I don't have like the appropriate clothes. But anything beyond that is just extra and something that I can save up for and buy later when I'm actually fully committed to the sport. And the last is cups and bottles. I have had my Awala for maybe 3 years now, and I'm always telling my friends like how much I wish I waited to buy it, because I like all the colors now, and I am super tempted to buy like another color, one that's cuter, lighter, pastel, newer, kind of matches with like the new Awala aesthetic, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having a reusable water bottle. Well, I don't know what the statistic is. Like, I know that if you buy like a fake Christmas tree, it takes 20 years for the carbon offset of you buying the Christmas tree to like actually outweigh buying a Christmas tree every year, if that makes sense. I don't know what the statistic is for like a water bottle, but I bought the water bottle for me to like use, not to just keep rebuying when I want a new one, because then at that point I should just use like a plastic water bottle. Again, I'm not like an environmental scientist, so I don't know all the statistics on this, but that's just what makes sense to me. And it's hard, trust me. They sit in my shopping cart, I look at them, I get emails, but I actually have everything I need, and it's just water. I'm not gonna die without having like the newest water bottle, even though it does really hurt, especially when it gets dented. It's still functional. It's not super dented, and it's still functional. So I feel like I could make so many more of these videos. There's a lot, and it changes every season. So if you see me with some of these things next year, I add some things next year. I feel like this is totally flexible and up to you. And I want to make a disclaimer that this isn't the same for everybody, because we all have different lives, we all have different budgets, we all have different needs. If you take anything from this video, I just want to encourage mindfulness in a society where psychology is actually being used against us to make us feel entranced, to make us want to make these purchases. I just want to encourage you to strengthen your mind in that area and be able to defend yourself against all these like incoming purchases. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I love marketing. This is one of my passions, trying to understand the world of marketing from consumer to consumer. I just want to remind you that you don't need everything. You already have a lot. Your style is already cute. Your value doesn't come from all these things that you own. Invest what you have in the things that you really, really do like. Just be mindful. If I haven't said enough, be mindful about what you're buying, where you're putting your dollar, because I want y'all to stay safe out there. I want you guys to feel financially secure. I'm not a professional in this area. I'm also just a girl. If any part of this video speaks to you or you agree, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. If you do like me and my content, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.